I'm going to run this charge off of a DC input of 50.4 volts. Once the load starts to take place, you're going to see this drop down maybe as low as 47 volts. What that is a set of 8 6-volt lead-acid batteries that are 215 amp hours apiece. Those are wired in series. It's actually the battery bank off of a 48-volt golf cart. Right now you can see the charger's at 92 degrees Fahrenheit internally, and right now you can see the voltage of each of the cells, 1 through 5 on channel 1, 1 through 5 on channel 2, and then you can actually see what the total voltage is for the pack. So I'm going to go over here to channel 1, and I've got a program set up already for this, and I'm going to pick that program. You see a 40 amp setting for charging. Here we go. Channel 1 is taking off. Channel 2. Now, one thing I like about this charger is I get to use the same program profile for the second channel at the same time. I don't have to have a separate series of programs for channel 1 and go back in and reprogram all those same things for channel 2. So all I have to do is I have to put in the programming I want, and then I can select that preset program profile for either channel 1 or channel 2, and I can do it simultaneously. So I'm going to get ready to start channel 2 here. So we have about a 45-second stagger between these two charge cycles, and I'm going to wait for channel 2 to ramp up. Channel 1's already at 40 amps roughly, and there goes channel 2. Now, the other thing I like about this charger is the fact that I can go to look at the internal resistance and the overall charger information. So I hit this button here, the status button. This shows me the individual internal resistance of each of the cells. Here's the total resistance for the pack, and this is something interesting. This shows the line resistance. So there's 22.8 milliohms of line resistance here. Now right down here you saw this little green squiggly turn on. That means that is the lowest setting for the fan. The charger's reached about 106 degrees internally, so the fan is kicked on its lowest setting. It just bumped up to the next level, and as the charger heats up inside, this fan is going to come up. I'm going to tell you what, at full throttle, these fans are very quiet. They're quieter than any of the power supplies that I use. If I click the status button one more time, you can see that I'm pulling out about 800 watts for each of these two ports right now. Alright, it's time for a quick update. We're 7 minutes into our charge here. We've put almost 5,000 milliamps back into the first pack, approaching that with the second pack. A couple things I want to show you here. My DC voltage input is dropping down to about 47 volts, which is what I expected. We're pulling about 36 amps out of that battery bank to supply power to the charger. The charger is 121 degrees internally, the fan's running full bore, and you can see the cell voltage here is coming up on these packs here. The indicator lights, the progressive bars here are showing the balancing current that each cell is seeing at real time. Well, here we are, 13 minutes into the charge. We've got 8,500 milliamps going into pack 1. The charger's starting to ramp down the first channel. The second channel's still going full bore, but we're at over 8,000 milliamps. You can see my supply voltage is still 47 volts. It's balancing, as you can see by these indicators next to each cell, and you can see the difference in the voltage between all of the cells is 7 milliamps. We're about 17 minutes into the charge here. The charger is just balancing out right now. You can see I barely have any current going in. But I started to record again here because I want to show you the fan's already down at its lowest setting. As soon as this charger starts to ramp down on the power output, this charger cools down remarkably fast. Well, here we are 30 minutes later for the first pack, 32 minutes later for the second pack. Put almost 10,000 milliamps into each one. You can see the voltage is balanced very well here. 3 millivolts difference between the cells. The first pack has a little more variance than channel 2. Channel 2 actually balanced quite a bit closer, and that pack actually was the one that was the furthest out of balance when I took that pack out of storage charge after being in storage for about 4 months.